But she asked Charlie in a low voice, "Charlie, are you carrying me again and secretly showing others feng shui?" Charlie nodded, and said with a hippie smile, "It's Aunt's son, Paul. This guy brought the law firm to our Orus Hill, right? Asked me to have a look at feng shui, and I went." Claire said embarrassingly, "You lie to acquaintances too? Is it appropriate? How can this be called a lie?" Charlie said earnestly, "You think I would?" Claire was helpless and asked, "How much did you ask for?" Charlie smiled, 1 million. Claire rubbed her temples. "You are so dark. There are so many more acquaintances." In fact, Claire didn't know that Paul gave Charlie 10 million in total. However, this 10 million was given in 2 penalties. First gave a check for 1 million. Then he made up another check for 9 million. Charlie originally thought that even if all 10 million were donated to the orphanage, it didn't really matter. But the point is, he rashly puts out 10 million, so many people watching, it is really hard to explain. It is not easy to explain to Claire. After all, the number is too big, and the number of 1 million is more reasonable. So Charlie looked at Zhang Ming and smiled faintly. "If I can really put out 1 million, would you really donate 10 million? "Yes," Zhang Ming said almost without thinking, arrogantly. "If you can spend 1 million, then I won't have a problem with 100 million. Charlie nodded and smiled. "Wait a moment, I will take a video to testify." After all, smiled and said to everyone, "Please take out your phone and take a video as a testimony." When he heard such a good show, he took out mobile phone and turned on the video recording function. Charlie said calmly, "I, Charlie, voluntarily donate 1 million to Orus Hill Welfare Institute. As long as I donate this 1 million, Zhang Ming next to me is willing to donate 10 million. Today, please be a witness here. If either of us repents, we would be spurned and despised by the entire Chinese people." Zhang Ming sneered, "Okay, but you have to take out 1 million first. As long as you take out the 1 million, I will donate 10 million immediately." Killing Zhang Ming didn't believe that Charlie could really spend 1 million. It is estimated that the 100,000 spent on eating just now was the money he had saved for several years. Charlie directly took out his shabby wallet and found 2 checks Paul gave him. He kept a mindful eye this time, first saw the amount of the check clearly, and confirmed that he was holding the 1 million one, and then took out the check. After taking out the check, he directly handed it to Aunt Lena and said, "Aunt Lena, this cash check can be exchanged for 1 million cash at the bank at any time, please accept it." Zhang Ming curled his mouth and sneered unremittingly. "Just take out a piece of torn paper and say it's a cash check of 1 million. What are you kidding me?" Charlie smiled and asked, "Do you not believe it? Check it if you do not believe it." Zhang Ming sneered, "Of course I don't believe it. When I was a kid, I played Monopoly chess. A toy banknote was worth damn millions. Or should I take a few from it to donate? Besides, I'm not from a bank. People, how do I know how to verify the authenticity of a check?" Charlie smiled helplessly and nodded. "Since you won't give up until the Yellow River, if you don't see the coffin or cry, then I will fulfill your wish." After all, he took out his phone and called Paul. Paul answered the phone and said respectfully, "Mr. Wade." Charlie smiled and said, "Paul, sorry to trouble you." Paul hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, please speak." Charlie said, "The 1 million check you gave me was lost by me and may not be exchanged. So can you please transfer me the 1 million cash directly? When I find the check, I will return the check to you." Paul smiled, "Yes, you can give me an account, and I can transfer it to you now. If you can find the check, you don't have to return it to me." Charlie smiled and said, "Paul, you are really particular about what you do. I admire you very much." Paul smiled and said, "Mr. Wade, you are too polite. Give me your account. I will send you now." Charlie said, "You directly check the donation account of the Orus Hill Welfare Institute, and then transfer the 1 million to the Orus Hill Welfare Institute's account." Paul asked in surprise, "Mr. Wade, are you going to donate to the orphanage?" "Yes." Charlie said lightly, I grew up in this orphanage. Paul immediately said, that's it. Mr. Wade, don't worry, I will transfer the money to the orphanage now. I will transfer $2 million and the remaining $1 million is my little care.